Hello and welcome to Worthy Woman Healing. Healing women's minds, bodies, and souls, one trigger at a time. I am Lisa Czak, your host. Today we are talking about how do you know when you're healed? How do you actually get healed so that triggers don't derail you anymore and you stop emotionally reacting? Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, review, all the things so that even more women can get their minds, bodies, and souls healed one trigger at a time. Thank you so much for your support. Today we're talking about how to actually heal once and for all. How do you heal the trauma? How do you heal the trigger? How do you handle a trigger, right? And like I said in the episode before this, you know you're healed when you can talk about or think about that negative experience, that toxic person, whatever it was, the person, place, or thing that was a traumatic event for you. You can think about it or talk about it without having any emotion attached to it. It's no different than you just rattling off a cupcake recipe. Right? Okay, great, Lisa. How do you get there? Okay, I'm going to tell you, so stay tuned. Listen to me. Triggers, trauma, and healing. It's like the Bermuda Triangle, right? Because you have the trauma, and then you keep getting triggered from the trauma, and you want to like the healing to happen, right? How do you connect all of the dots? So what you do is you start welcoming triggers. You start saying, this is what I say, triggers are gifts. They're not wrapped up in pretty packages with shiny bows on top kind of gifts, but they're gifts because they're clues to where you still need healing. You can say you're on a healing journey all you want, right? If you actually want to heal, you have to pay attention and welcome the triggers, because when you welcome the triggers, you can go inside and heal it. So if you're in a situation and suddenly your heart is racing, or you get a lump in your throat, or you're shaking, or you feel like you're going to throw up, you're up here thinking about something, right? The trigger is the visceral reaction. Visceral is just a fancy word for body. You're having a reaction in your body. Because remember, the trauma isn't the event. There's the traumatic event. The trauma is how your body is responding to the event. So that is what you actually need to heal. Talk therapy is great, but talking about it for hours and hours and weeks and months and years keeps you stuck up here. I know this from experience, right? It didn't do me any good to talk about how I was sexually exploited. It didn't do any good to talk about how I realized I was sex trafficked. It didn't do any good to talk about the triggers that I was having, right? Instead, I had to go into my body and see, where is that trauma living in my body? And this is the key. Pay attention. Go get a pen and paper and write this down. This will save your life. It will heal you. If you want to actually be healed, then stop what you're doing, get a pen and paper and write this down. And watch this over and over again. So think about the traumatic event, whatever it was, right? Person, place, or thing. Briefly, don't go into details. Then go into your body. As you're thinking about it, see what's happening in your body. Is your heart racing? Do your shoulders go up like this? Is your jaw clench, right? Put your hand in the most intense spot that you feel it. So say, it's your jaw. That's common, or your throat. So then you close your eyes to keep all your energy into that spot. And then you just simply describe the physical sensation. Stay focused on the physical sensation. And then rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 is the greatest, right? Now you do this for two reasons. It keeps you out of your mind and keeps you in your body. And I've had clients say to me, I'm dying. I swear I'm dying. Like in my Worthy Woman Healing Group, which is twice a month, you can join. This feeling is killing me, Lisa. It's killing me. It's overpowering. I had one woman that swore she was going to just keel over on Zoom, and I was going to have to call 911 to get someone to come to her house to revive her. That's how bad she said it was, right? But then I had her rate it, and she's like, oh, it's like a 3 or 4. I'm like, you see how your mind lies to you? Our minds lie to us all the time. I'm going to die. This pain is too intense. I don't want to heal it. I don't want to heal it. I don't want to feel it. And then when I ask you to rate it, it's like, it's a 3 or 4. So somebody who really thinks they're dying, it's going to be like way over a 10, right? And then other times it might be the other way, right? You might, it's not that bad. It's, I have a little feeling right here. But, it's like, I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. But then I ask you to rate it and you're like, oh, it's a 10. So our mind sits on the throne of lies. Our body will never lie to us. So in order to heal it, you gotta feel it. But feel the physical sensation in your body, not up here. Give that poor mind of yours a break. It has been going for way too long, replaying this on continuous loop. What happened to you, right? You're trying to make sense of it. Forget about that person. Forget about that event. Go inside yourself. And it's safe to do so because your body is not a temple. It's not your temple. It's God's temple. So God is with you. God is literally in there with you. You put your hand where you feel it, and that is in God's temple. So it is a safe place to heal, and that's why it's miraculous. And you will very quickly be able to get yourself from like a 10 feeling, right, to a 1 or a 2. Now, there's a lot more involved in this than what I can go into in a brief podcast. I mean, if you want to join Worthy Woman Healing Group, it's twice a month. And we go over all of this in the group every single time. You get lots of practice with it. And that's the thing, is you got to practice it, right? I'm also a certified personal trainer. People would come to me and they'd be like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, Lisa. Okay, great. They eat healthy one day. What's happening? I haven't lost 20 pounds yet. Well, you got to practice what I just taught you. You got to practice. I'm giving you the tools. Now you got to practice it. And that is what you want to do. If you actually want to heal from trauma, if you actually want to heal the wounds inside of you, if you actually want to stop getting triggered, you gotta feel it to heal it. Do you feel like you are losing your mind? Like you are just crazy? You don't even know who you are anymore. Maybe he is telling you you're crazy and you are believing you're crazy. Maybe he has gaslit you so many times that you don't know what is real anymore and what isn't real. Maybe he vacillates so quickly between doing all these really nice things for you and then abusing you. Are you devouring narcissism books, devouring all kinds of abuse books, maybe even joining all the free Facebook groups on this, right? Because you're just not sure. Is he a narcissist or isn't he? He says you're the narcissist. Am I the narcissist? He says you're abusive. Am I the abusive one? You don't know which way is up anymore. Stop trying to figure out his diagnosis. It doesn't matter whether he's a narcissist, a psychopath, a sociopath, a sex trafficker, a sex predator, a pedophile, fill in the blank. All that matters is that you feel safe. I am going to help you in Worthy Woman Healing Group feel safe in your own body. First of all, actually listen to what's going on in your body. You know the truth by how you feel. You don't need to get a PhD in narcissism or abuse to know how you feel. You already know how you feel. That's why you're seeking out answers. That's why you're trying desperately to figure out if he's a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath, fill in the blank. You already know something's up. Now, the only thing you need to do is get yourself to safety. That is what I help you with. And the very first place we start is getting you to a place of peace, because you can't possibly have clarity on next steps. And what do I do? How do I handle this when you're all, right? Because of the craziness that's going on. So we get you to a place of peace, a place of neutrality, so that you can then make decisions when emotions are high, intelligence is low. So we get you to a place where your emotions are low and your intelligence is high. And suddenly I have a lot less to do as a coach, because you have all this clarity on next steps and what you need to do. Join us twice a month. Click the link below. Peace is inevitable. Clarity is inevitable. I guarantee it. And energy is also inevitable, because you need energy to do all of this, right? Even on the days when you're feeling good, you're going to come into Worthy Woman Healing feeling 10 times better than good. And remember, you are worth it. So write down these 4 things. Find it, feel it, love it, heal it. So you think about the traumatic thing in your head, right? Person, place, or thing. Where am I feeling that in my body? Put your hand there. Describe the physical sensation. Rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, and then send it love. Because remember, this is God's temple that you're healing it in. That's why this works, because God and you are healing it, right? I'm not healing you. God is the healer. So you go into his temple in order to heal the trauma that needs to be healed. Whew. Okay, that's about it for now. So do I need to recap that for you? Your soul work. Find it, feel it, love it, heal it. Until next time, remember, you are worth it.